Greetings, and welcome to the Oregon National Guard's 2025 Year in Review. I'm Brigadier General Al Gronewold, the Adjutant General of Oregon. You've often heard me describe our top 3 objectives as members of the Oregon National Guard: being connected, being competent, and being committed. These principles guide us not only in performing our mission, but also serve as the cornerstone of our service to our nation, state, and local communities. This past year, that foundation has served us exceptionally well, from critical overseas deployments to supporting efforts here at home, with Homeland defense, wildfire protection, search and rescue, and counter-drug operations. We were able to complete these tasks thanks to our unwavering focus on training and readiness. As we look ahead to 2026, it's important to reflect on the lessons learned this past year. Let's take this opportunity to revisit one of the most productive years in our organization's history as we prepare for the new challenges that lie ahead. We are proud to be the military service of choice for Oregonians. That distinction is earned through our dual mission, serving both our nation globally and our communities locally. We're your neighbors, your co-workers, and your fellow Oregonians who answer the call whenever and wherever we're needed. This is what makes us unique and defines our commitment to excellence.
Last October, nearly 200 soldiers assigned to the 1st Battalion, 186th Infantry Regiment, mobilized as part of the Multinational Force and Observers Mission in the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt. Their primary mission, supervising the implementation of the security provisions of the Egyptian-Israeli Treaty of Peace. This deployment followed nearly 230 soldiers of the 2nd Battalion, 218th Field Artillery Regiment, who had mobilized just 2 months earlier for Operation Inherent Resolve in the Middle East. The 2 of the 218 was tasked with assisting, advising, and enabling partner forces to secure a lasting defeat of terrorist elements across the Central Command area of responsibility. By late September, both units had concluded their year-long deployments and were welcomed home as we celebrated their historic accomplishments. Over the summer, a seasoned group of approximately 35 airmen from the 116th Air Control Squadron returned after supporting CENTCOM air and space operations. Their return marked not only the end of their mobilization, but also the transition from an air control mission to a new cyber mission. Time and again, this unit has proven to be one of the most respected command and control organizations in the Air National Guard and the United States Air Force. In keeping up with current operational tempo demands, the 41st Infantry Brigade Combat Team mobilized nearly 220 soldiers to the Horn of Africa in May, joining Task Force Bataan in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. They are currently serving in Djibouti, Kenya, and Somalia, conducting security and base defense operations. Meanwhile, over 300 soldiers completed a year-long deployment to Kosovo in July as part of the NATO-led Kosovo Force mission, an assignment crucial for maintaining peace and stability in the Balkans since 1999. With so many missions overseas this past year, our day-to-day operations here in Oregon never stopped. On July 13th alone, the Oregon National Guard responded to 3 separate search and rescue missions in one day: at Trillium Lake for a stranded mountain biker, at Crater Lake for a mountain climber, and at Lake Harriet for 3 injured hikers. The 142nd Wing continues to support the NORAD No-Fail Homeland Defense Mission, now incorporating the new F-15EX model. The Chief of the National Guard Bureau, General Stephen Nordhaus, visited the 142nd Wing on April 30th for a familiarization flight in the new fighter jet. During April, nearly 140 airmen participated in the Air Force Weapons Instructor course at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, flying the new EX model during 2 weeks of intensive training. While Red Hawk Airmen trained in Nevada, nearly 120 airmen from the 173rd Fighter Wing wrapped up their 2 weeks of training at Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam in Hawaii, participating in Sentry Aloha Exercise 25-2. Aviation missions continue to evolve, not only with fighter aircraft, but also with unmanned drones, which are playing an increasingly vital role in military operations. Army combat medics are now enhancing their battlefield medicine skills for large-scale combat operations through innovative training that incorporates drone-delivered medical supplies. During a 2-week course at Camp Rye Leah this past spring, soldiers practiced in medical trauma lanes, culminating in a field training exercise with Legionnaire Tactical. At the Reese Training Center, the 249th Regional Training Institute conducted training with unmanned aircraft systems utilizing the new RQ-28A Sky Ranger, designed for short-range reconnaissance missions. During the 2025 legislative session, elected leaders showcased their commitment to help retain our force by allocating $2.5 million and codifying in statute the Oregon State Retention Bonus Program, or OSRB. This program is the first of its kind in our state and provides $5,000 to eligible Army National Guard members who choose to re-enlist. The results speak for themselves. We achieved our highest re-enlistment rate since 2009, more than 8% higher than our 10-year historical average and over 6% higher than our 25-year average. We also saw a nearly 16% increase in our 3-year extension rate. This program is clearly showing our service members that they are valued and appreciated for the service they provide domestically and abroad. We recently celebrated 3 significant ribbon-cutting ceremonies for projects that have been underway for several years. In April, we unveiled the restored W.D. Jackson Armory in Portland. This $9.4 million project extends the Armory's lifespan by another 25 years. On July 11th, we proudly reopened the Oregon Military Museum at Camp Withicum, which had been closed for nearly 16 years to expand exhibit space and showcase our extensive artifact collection. With this grand reopening, we're excited to share our Oregon military history with future generations. Finally, on August 21st, we held a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Army National Guard Hillsborough Readiness Center. This project will enhance the Oregon National Guard's capabilities in Hillsborough for the next 50 years. These projects are part of our continuing commitment to our citizen soldiers and airmen who serve in our ranks now and for years to come. We've also seen real-world advancements in our medevac technology. Golf Company, 1st Battalion, 189th Aviation Regiment crews recently trained with the Future Medical Evacuation Cabin Technical Demonstrator and were able to provide input on the cabin's medevac capabilities. The soldiers assessed litter configuration, the ease of patient loading, and equipment organization. This new technology, such as the modular rail system, allows medics to move patients away from the cabin walls for easier access. In August, members of the Oregon National Guard's Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear Enhanced Response Force Package, or SURF-P, conducted a large-scale mass casualty exercise at Camp Rylea. This joint training exercise provided participants with the opportunity to practice and apply their skills in a scenario that closely resembles a real-world disaster. This type of training is also beneficial to our civilian partners and members of the 102nd Civil Support Team, who worked with Oregon Health and Science University and Kaiser Permanente Sunnyside Medical Center in Clackamas in mid-September. The overall goal in both exercises was to help identify and develop responses to real-world incidents, recognize gaps, and enhance response procedures. Our annual Best Warrior competition took place at Camp Rylea in mid-March, with soldiers and NCOs competing over 3 days of physical and mental challenges. Army Specialist Justin Slothauer from the 3rd Battalion, 116th Cavalry Regiment, earned first place in the soldier category. In the NCO category, Oregon Air National Guard Master Sergeant Daniel Gardner won the first ever victory in any category by an airman. Competing for the second consecutive year, he applied knowledge gained from 2024 to secure this year's win. Maintaining marksmanship skills requires diligence and a desire to continually challenge oneself. We conducted our annual combat marksmanship training exercise, commonly called Tag Match, held at Reese Training Center in May. The contest was open to both soldiers and airmen. Many of the winners went on to compete at the regional held at Camp Guernsey, Wyoming, in August, taking on teams that had won repeated national titles. As the training year wound down, the first ever Oregon State Sniper Qualifier was held at the Reese Training Center and Boardman Training Area. This comprehensive, multi-stage competition was specifically designed to prepare local sniper teams for national-level tournaments. These events are important on several fronts because, in many ways, iron sharpens iron, building resiliency and readiness among our infantry soldiers and other warfighters. An event gaining popularity among NATO and American troops is the Norwegian Foot March, a century-old endurance test bringing together military personnel for a challenging 30-kilometer trek. Participants must carry a rucksack weighing 24 pounds. In celebration of the Army's 250th birthday, the 1st Battalion, 186th Infantry Regiment hosted a march in Medford on June 8th that attracted participants from across the Pacific Northwest. At the end of the training year on September 27th, several of our National Guard members participated near Cottage Grove, where ROTC cadets from both Oregon State University and the University of Oregon competed for bragging rights while building service camaraderie. This is just one example of how we connect with our communities. Throughout the year, our team hosts several boss lifts, allowing civilian employers to see firsthand what their employees do when they transition from business suits to combat boots. In February, we hosted nearly 30 participants from area high schools, along with representatives from the Oregon State Athletic Association, for an hour-long flight over the Mount Hood National Forest aboard a CH-47 Chinook helicopter. In June, the 3rd Battalion 116th Cavalry Regiment partnered with employer support of the Guard and Reserve to host a boss lift during annual training at the Orchard Combat Training Center in Idaho, providing employers insight into the challenges their Guard members face while in uniform. Another way we stay connected is through the annual Labor Summit, which brought together service members, educators, industry partners, and community leaders to showcase how military training translates into civilian workforce skills. Governor Tina Kotek and many of our senior military leaders addressed the importance of building partnerships between the Guard and the Oregon business community. Here in Oregon, our Guard members make an additional effort to reach out to our next generation of Oregonians. With 4 Starbase academies around the state, we give students in underserved communities a chance to explore science, technology, engineering, art, design, and math. This year-round Department of Defense STEM educational program empowers students through a hands-on, minds-on approach to learning. Our Oregon National Guard Youth Challenge program in Bend is dedicated to transforming the lives of high school dropouts and teens facing academic challenges. The program offers a highly structured environment that actively promotes personal growth, self-improvement, and academic achievement, empowering students to overcome obstacles and achieve their full potential. Many times, when we take part in ceremonies or community events, it's the perfect opportunity to tell our story. This past year, we hosted multiple Armed Forces Day celebrations around the state. These open house events allow our members to directly interact with the community, describe their military occupational skills, discuss past mobilizations, and discuss how they balance their dual careers. At the conclusion of this past year, we marked 2 significant milestones. The 3rd Battalion, 116th Cavalry Regiment fired its last shots as an armored unit before transitioning to infantry, coming full circle in its long military history. The Oregon Air National Guard's 173rd Fighter Wing graduated their last F-15 Sea Eagle fighter pilots on September 26 as the wing transitions to the F-35 Lightning II airframe. The graduation marked the end of a decades-long training mission that has produced some of the nation's most skilled fighter pilots. As we move forward, we fully embrace change and innovation in all the missions we are tasked with performing.
So what does it mean to be a member of our Oregon National Guard community? How do others who depend on our support in times of need see us? I believe our people's actions can describe it. It's a military firefighter taking leave to lend a hand fighting wildland fires. It's stepping up to take on unique leadership missions in Antarctica. It's our ongoing support for our state partnership missions and for being good stewards of the land, while preserving our natural habitats and vital training areas. Often, it's found with our 234th Army Band performing in local neighborhoods, or with our Honor Guard, paying respects to our fallen. It's when we spend part of a day in unity with our fellow first responders, remembering 9/11, and certainly with our chaplains answering the call. It's also those serving without much fanfare, civilian staff members staying late to make sure our paperwork and pay are done on time. And as many of you know firsthand, it's our supportive family and co-workers who fill in the gaps when we're called away for duty. This is why we are the service of choice for Oregonians. It's because we're the home team. Our missions take us around the world and just down the street. Our people come from every walk of life and are sometimes 3rd or 4th generation service members. We're connected, competent, and committed to our people, our mission, and the communities we serve. Always ready, always there. Thank you for what you do.